So apparently controller sucks with this game because I broke it. Yeah, I broke the game, so. Dragos just stood in the corridor when he closed up the container. He is still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, he realizes it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder. His cash is Entourage rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Okay. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You willing to work? Sure. Alright then. At the end, it's simple stuff. We hack these old holes down, sell them off to the shipyards or right market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value. Most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper you'll be used to the manual labor. And I'm sure there'll still be a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. These, he pulls out a little handful. Our old cryo. I actually need it from the market. It's what we use to trade out here. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can. And sleepers, well, he trails off. But things being the way they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Happy to. Okay. He pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away. The drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. The action is the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform action, click and drag your chosen dice. Okay, so dice. Okay. Actions are often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the action that fill them, and they track your actions, see how they affect the world. Filling. Okay. Drives. As you discover more about yourself in the world. Drives guide you into pursuing specific objectives. Local knowledge? Okay. You're thankful of the tip-off that a doctor was apprehended in this place, but now you are here. You're a the enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hot block. They have all made the long queue a test for your nerve. Your options are few. Without a supply of stabilizer, your body will. Rest a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. You lean against the door frame and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light filtering through a far doorway, screened with plastic sheeting beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head as you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in a warm light. The floor to the ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of Bright's Market, sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above. For a moment you are transfixed by the motion. Come sit, comes a sharp voice. You see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheet eating over the frame of a simple folding bed to make your way across the room. The figure turns as they do these, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouths as if to speak, they blink, and they quickly regain their composure. Please sit. They gesture to the bed, then turn into an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabina turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed in the expression when you entered. Fear, recognition, sadness unmistakably etched across their face. How have you been on the station? They asked. The scanner told her a few cycles. It's good you came to me. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll off your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. Prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen at rivers or in your case, escaping. They built it in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when regularly injected with stabilizer, one which has the reputed self-producer of. Sound familiar? Yes. Good, that may help. They swap to your other arm, running some metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry. And you're unsure if the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the circuit systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the expression of your arm. SNRP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabina looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, assembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabina works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something, anything. Sabina turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes. Hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They're influential in the low end. They give me the space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers. They tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yatagan has connections, smugglers from the Starward Belt, mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabina sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous. It'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Walks away to the window, and their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's see if this works first. I'll let you know when I'll lead. You nod and leave, Sabina staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face. But the room looks dark against the lights on the market. You duck your head and walk out into the crowd. Cycle. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeleton ring, surrounds you. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. And the connections begin to establish themselves. That's tugging the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away down from them, dissolving into the millions of disturbed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station, like a wave of texture in a smooth black liquid. You find a point in the station, and you connect to it. Pulse through it. Follow loops and paths under and around it. You touch more points than you have fingers. And then you try, in a moment of impulsiveness, to connect them. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried with it, splitting and separating, eddying and gathering. As you do, things occur to you. Things that you can't possibly know. You reach out, try to grasp them, and try to touch them too. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you insistently as if you were a small child. Something in is pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden everything shuts off. You become back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open into a rusty walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there. The station's splayed out across your mind. A storm of connected nodes waiting to be explored, and then it is gone. Ephus is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables and some red flake dressing. It smells incredible. He fulfills a set of orders, shaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing in plastic trays. Zack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. You join the queue. It's mostly made up of off-duty salvagers, vac suits unzipped and rolled down onto exposed stained vests, grubby mods, all ass of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, the best drink, comparing notes on bright market dives. Their words cut through like with heavy spacer slang. Eventually it's your turn, and you shuffle to the front. Ephus speaks in a deep, even tone. First try is free. Thank you. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus is with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers. Ephus, as while he cooks, is deep but clear. Voice deep but clear. A hard life. A lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap and with piercing eyes. I know. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility in its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container and the endless cycles spent within it. Now it seems you can tell him like some dream that you once had, but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you're unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. You take the plastic ray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles, but next time you pay. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time, sleeper. Next time, then, sleeper. He waves you away, begins to oil the walk. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Positive outcome. Hooray! Empty container. End cycle. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. Parks with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The hood still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, caches, of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, though these forms then leaping off into the void. And understand, these are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops, that it seems almost impossible to parse, but begin to try. Focus on the threads. There are more threads than you can count. Choose one that passes nearby and approach it. As you inspect it, you understand why you instinctively chose the word thread, because when you first saw them. They are not single lines, but rough fuzzy things, woven from data strings of all kinds. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers. So many questions, all you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. Look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something, a sphere shimmering of a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. First thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They're in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. Open your eyes, your time is short. Thread action. Steal the dock plans. Hey you, wanna learn a chit? Sure. Across the docking concourse, she begins to split the plating into two bundles. What is it with this place? She asks as she lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. Don't try anything, alright? She taps the butt of her sidearm. I don't want to have to put anyone else down today. Wouldn't think of it. Good. Look, I'm not usually seeing my temper's been a little short lately. Ankita hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat. You gotta earn that shit. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you the ships this way. She sets off a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. Oh, this? She nods at the plates on her back. I'm building a treehouse. She gives you another looks. It's for the ambergris. That cutter you might have seen sitting silent out there. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on her last job, and I had to moor up here for a spell. But since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from her rib mind, so now she's gone dark. She shifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is that I'm short one ship mind, a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off. Oh, they got wind of I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Anything I can do to help? I don't know. Got a ship mine tucked away on that frame of yours? Or oh, you're serious. Akita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over. This is me. She holds the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I actually met who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottle. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together. You don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. Presses the bundles of plates through the ambergris at her lock and then turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. Akita throws a couple of chits. Consider it a bonus for trying not to grip me. She gives you a parting nod and ducks you at the doorway. Alright, get out of here. She calls back. Lost. Shit. End cycle. Leave. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. Turn. Fang is coming down the corridor. Or toward you, wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? You do now. Puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the corridor, shaking his head. Rough, it can be hard to get a start in the eye. What was the old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but well, it's not always practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. You pass together into the main hallway. Heavenage. We're all one dysfunctional family. Fang puts an arm around you. I'm not part of the security branch, so don't worry, I'm with systems. Heavenage. Think of us as an administrative association for the Eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerge as a response to or a continuation of Andre Owen's original union. Personally, I avoid the topic. You in quiet passage. Look, that's not what I came here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity, and well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small position for you. But, well, this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then, when you are settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. Etsy on the back is bright, and dark cloak is suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. Everything you do see entry is the glint of Toshiro's implants. Like a cat's eyes in the dark arc of the corridor, he nods you in as you arrive at Sabina's door. The entryway is still dark as you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it! Sabina stands with the case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts, when rotating in the warm light. I have no idea how Yatagan... We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. On the test case? It seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. You just sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic working groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Sabina holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with the new protein chains which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all its own organs. Passcodes? In very basic terms, yes. They sigh. Look, what matters here is that the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. At least the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. I'll start with a small dose, limit the risk. Then it cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses the syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. You tap the syringe and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection with little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns to Sabina, ears encased in shards and sparkling light that falls and slowly fade into the darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises, like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. Wake? What happened? The stabilizer is genuine. They sit down. I don't know how Yatagan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Then it looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you are going to have to do that somewhere else. I have other patients, sorry. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You are going to need to pay for your next dose. The room, and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things had moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Leave. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently at the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the ocean spinning beneath you. Start action. Positive outcome. Hooray! Neutral outcome. Okay. End cycle. Someone out there is tracking you. Yeah. And with that, folks, I'm gonna take another break. And I'm gonna get some more coffee, gonna stretch my legs, and when we come back, we're gonna play this for a little bit longer. So stay tuned, everybody. Howdy, folks. I'm back. Busy here. Hope everyone had a good break. I have some decent rolls right now, so. Let's go see Fang. Sleeper! Fang catches your attention as you approach the Heavenage building, leaning against the bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easier to come in this way. Security, all that. You can feel like, you know. He slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Fang inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is full of pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There is a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. You like it? It's a mess. Hey, this whole station is a mess. This is what I have to work with. He taps the nearby server stack, which bleeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from this sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. Steps over to a towering block speckled with vents. Some of these systems are built from the original station, A1. The one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they are seeing a concrete reality. This place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. It walks down between the hardware stacks and follow you. And you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machine. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. Oh, he says them in sections? You can, can't you? I can see it. It makes sense, right? You were between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place like a beacon. That's what I need. Being beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. They're attracting me. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see. Access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. A shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. Even in Heavenage, there is old growth. Those is traced back into those old days. You can help me dredge out the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. I'm in. Fang pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. You won't regret it, Sleeper. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate, and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. He walks you back to the front of the bay. Start bringing out whatever you can turn up. Use those emulated mind of yours and see what's there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above, not the ceiling, have granted me an acquisition budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper, and I'll see you soon. handle repairs. Expand, so let's do this. Okay, got some good rolls. Alkida is crouched in the computing core of the ambergris, swearing to herself when you enter. She doesn't look up, These shits completely ruined the core's connectors when they cut it. She holds up a thick fistful of ragged wire. The ship mine they won't even be usable without replacing these. Notice the bundle of wires across the room. Amateurs. When you repair it? There's nothing to repair. We need an entire ship mined. Not exactly the first thing you can expect to dredge a scrap freighter. It's maybe sections of a mine, but a complete ship mine? No way. Akita climbs out of the cooling lull where the ship mine should be. The space suddenly crowded with her in the same level as you, towering over you as you moves beneath the low curved ceiling. Come on, nothing to be done here now. She leads you back to the guts of Amber. Though you could find the way back to yourself, the repair process has left you familiar with the cutter and the idiosyncratic layout, all the diagonal angles and bundled tubes. Akita seems lost in thought, and you focus on the corridors, ducking below conduits and passing through bulkheads. Eventually you arrive in the galley. Though it's hard to tell, most of the benches and prep surfaces are covered in half-stripped components and welded hole patches. Akita shoves a box of filters into the floor and sits. There's no way around it. We need a new shipment. Where from? Scrap freighter, ore exchange, hell, find one in the overlooked bathroom. Doesn't matter where, just matters that we get one. She rubs her forehead. It seems I'm about to do something very stupid, but hey, I came here, didn't I? Why not make a run of it? She fixes you with a hard stare. Sleeper, you're all I've got. No crew, no friends, you're it. She looks uncomfortable. I appreciate the time you've put out on the Amber, and I'm sure she would too if she could. The saying is, if you screw me on this, I will kill you. She leans over and hands you a stack of chits. A big stack of chits. You don't know. Dare to count them. Give me that shit, mine, Sleeper. Don't make me regret this. You won't. Look, just get out of here before I change my mind. You slip out of the galley and head back toward the main lock. As you do, Amber, your eyes increase like a caged animal. You reach your hand to calm her. Time to find Akita's ship mine, somehow. And cycle. Oh, these are really good. Shit. Materials again. On the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast. A landscape of plating and frames. All along her flanks, torches flicker, drones maneuver, arc lights glint. Scale of industry is both stunning and strangely unsettling. She's quite beautiful, I think. You turn to see a figure a little way down on the walkway, leaning at the railing. He is thin, ragged, and his work gear probably fitting and loose. Watches the sidereal horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. Lamb. Hello. Hi, he says plainly, then shifts a little closer down the rail. Mina stares and tucks herself behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up. I knew it just to look at you. I mean, he stumbles over to words, not what he was. I mean, you look like a worker. She's mean, I just took it out of this place. Or escape vector, so to speak. The ship? You haven't heard? Anyone who takes a Heavenage contract on the sidereal horizon will be entered into a draw for the transit support crew. I won't get to sleep the journey through, but a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me. Even if it means landfall to a new world. Transport? Someone needs to stay awake to keep the thing running. That's a colony ship, friend. The Cella's Foundation is sending thousands to settle a system well outside the reach of the core worlds. It'll be a totally independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporations. Why is it here? Why build it here, you mean? Don't ask me. I know as much as me about that. He ruffles Mina's hair thoughtfully. I suppose many corporations weren't too happy about breaking the idea of surrogacy. Hey, Nozoe, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Setting up somewhere without it feeding to the core. Davy Celis got locked out of the corporate shipyards and had to go begging for somewhere to set up. Homeless, just like Mina and me. Mina responds by pushing his hand away. Daddy, she whispers. Food. Pulling an exaggerated grumpy face, she glances furtively at you and she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Lem's neck. I'm chatting a little, Meanie. Give Daddy a sec. He turns back at you, and you suddenly notice how tired he looks. I'm not the Heavenage crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. You have to stick together. I'm working on it. He looks out at the sidereal horizon, as if following the energy from those flickering torches from the vast hole. We've got to hold out, okay? You aren't quite sure if he is talking to you. That's how it works. While he stares out, Mina catches your eye, curiously. You agree, Mina? She straightens up and meets your eye. Daddy loves me, she says it stubbornly, daring you to question her. Lem smiles and that's it, we hold on. He smiles sheepishly at you. We're a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down, standing by his side, and she clings to his leg. Gotta go feed this one. He pets her neck. Maybe see you on a shift, huh? He turns and they walk down the walkway away from the shipyard. You see them talking, and then a moment later, Mina turns around and stops. See you, robot! Her shout echoes down the walkway, and she flashes you, parting a smile before running to catch up with the limb. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale on the sidereal horizon to take it out. Okay. Let's see. We haven't gone here yet. Let's see, let's go block maintenance. Does that have the engineer point? Nothing components. Trusted trader. Oh yeah. Overlook regular. The glass shatters in the steel bar beside you, and the taunts don't take long to follow. Hey, Haunt! Spacer calls you across the little room. What are you doing here? He laughs at his own long joke. Playing human? Shot back. You spin off your stool, scrambling for words. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch away, that's reassuringly. You freeze in place. Out! The voice from behind you spat out like a shot. You see bright eyes, dark hair, and a stare that could breach a wall and vent you all in a hard vacuum. The second glass comes down to the air. Catch. Reach up your hand and the glass shatters across your forearm, showering you in fragments. Through the haze of glass and reel of vapor, you see Tala leap the bar and goes the distance to the spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall echoes around the bar like thunder. Now flanked by other figures quick to their feet, Tala throws the spacer out through the door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your arm and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back onto your stool. Broken glass rattles it as cleared. And a fresh measure of Jirol is glugged out in front of you. That same hand, warm, heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit around here. Tala flops onto the stool beside you. Let's get a look at you. Tala wipes the powdered glass from around the wound, and someone places a bottle of alcohol and a metal thin with tweezers on the bar, vexes them, and then turns to you. That was an ambitious catch, she smells, pulling a sliver of glass from your arm. Stupid but ambitious. You don't feel the pain, only the string of status messages your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care, though, as Tal's bright eyes watch search your thick synthetic skin for splinters. Latcher. Tal works with the skill of someone who has had to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard, all the time, tapping the tweezer tips with little rhythms that only she can follow. Now, say you've been in the island long? Just arrived. I thought so. I've only seen you here a couple of times. A splinter looks into the... Not everyone is like that, idiot. We don't all hate you. Some of the regulars, maybe they fear you, but maybe they're just curious. I don't know. But I do know that the Overlook is a safe place. I know what it's like to be new in this place. Trust me. She meets your eye. I'm not trying to convince you of anything or separate you from your chits. I just want you to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. Other rations we've got aren't much, and the company is, she leans in, limited. But if you need work, I'll happily put you behind the bar. You need shelter, well, we can discuss that. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up in the Greenway this cycle, haggling with our supplier. Francis tends to be particular about what we serve, even if the clientele isn't. She places the tweezers in the tin with a clink. That's you, sleeper. Here. As the glass grill. Wait, does this help? I mean, can you get drunk? No idea. I'll keep trying. I'll let you know if I see any difference. She walks back around the bar, gathering the glasses as she does. Before long, she is retelling how she threw that spacer out to a new group that just wandered in, completely dramatic actions. Just in your direction, you instinctively look away, back to the worn surface of the bar. Take a sip of the Girol. The earthly fungal tones fill your senses, almost blocking out sight and sound. Like diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection to something grown, something fermented, something old feels good. Gonna end cycle. And with that, folks, seconds. Okay, so with that, folks, let's see here. I'm playing about 2 hours, been playing for real for about 90 minutes. I really like this game so far, but I think I'm gonna call stream. So, make sure to hit follow if you haven't already. I'd love to see you back here again. And we'll see you on Tuesday. We might play this some more on Tuesday. Definitely going to play some Scooby-Doo. We're probably going to play this as well. Really enjoying it. Anyway, bye-bye now.